on my morning walk, and they use a low level sound on my computer that knocks me out. Because usually I can just stay awake. I've heard it, I don't always hear it, and I've been able to prove to myself its causation, as they've also hacked my Chinese-made earbuds, and they pump in whatever they want, so I don't even use those anymore, because I was using them to counter their subliminal messaging by counter programming. Now I can't find my hardline earbuds. Go figure. Not really surprised at any of this. But there's just several things I need to go over today. You know, the main thing with me is I know they've been using subliminal messaging because I know what my habits are, what they are for getting what we call dopamine. Usually it's through working out, hiking, and solving puzzles. It's not through masturbation and constantly doom scrolling. And they'll say, well, you're just using you're just getting attached to the internet, and they've programmed you. I'm like, no, dude, I don't like it. I will literally catch my mind fighting itself. And it's not from the doom scrolling. It will be like, dude, you don't like this, why are you doing this? And then stop, and then be right back to it. And it only happens if I can see. So there are times where I can get the poisons out of my system, and as soon as the poisons are out of my system, I'm back to being me. I'm not going to tell you how I know that the poisons are out of my system, but it's when it happens, it's pretty obvious to me, at least, and probably to other people, but it's definitely obvious. They always hit my right shoulder, right up in the top here, the center of my back, and recently just with my left knee. So as I just posted, they're trying to. Here's another thing they're going to try to say is since they're subliminal messaging, that they've been the one passing information. No, they actually hate everything I'm saying. They absolutely despise it. This is the reason they're trying to assassinate me, because they want Harris in, so that way she can do their bidding. She'll say, oh, I'm going to play him. She ain't going to do shit. She'll be just like Biden. And even if she tries to do a little bit of malignant narcissism and do the other side of the dialectic, she isn't going to do shit. She can't do shit. Right? Their greatest fears, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, are on the hook for $500 billion for violating my privacy. And they're going to say, well, we own the judges. You go right ahead and do that and see what happens. Because they do not want people to realize we have, as humans, extrasensory perceptions. And McRaven is weak. And Olson's. But they used the rosary, because they chose the dark side, so to speak. They can't actually raise their sensory awareness to higher states, such as I can. And this is the reason they keep attacking, because they can't be me. And for someone who looks like me to have a higher state of ability, the demons hate them, hate themselves. So yeah, they hate them. The uniparty, what they're doing, using with buybacks and all of this. These oligarchs are completely violating the idea of of business. So one thing else, we're looking the other day, Oracle started off with 5 million shares. Now they're down to like half of that. So Larry Ellis is basically, he puts his corporation out on the online to the public, and then buys his corporation back using the profits instead of putting out dividends, so money circulates back into the economy. So which that company was Oracle. So all that money that could have circulated through the economy, gone to employees, made the people, he would still have been ridiculously wealthy, ridiculously rich. But he's a Zionist, and I've come to the tribe of Israel, the tribe of Judah, has just become so narcissistic and so psychopathic because they're special. My cousins. They just keep destroying shit, and then they keep wondering why they'll get really, really close, and then from their perspective, then God destroys them and sends them all over the place because they don't know how to fucking behave. They're all demonic. They're not the chosen. They're not the chosen of the higher states. They're the chosen of demons, at least by their behavior. When as you read through the Old Testament, they just act like shit. And then you have the Mohammedans with their prophet Muhammad, who acts like shit. It's like all of these prophets, all of these behaviors are just animalistic. And it's quite pathetic. And they're getting America to protect them for being shitty. Right now, apparently there's another flotilla to go help out the Gazans. I have no qualms with the second trench for shipping, but the way they're doing it is pure shite. And if they don't reabsorb the Palestinians into the greater Israel as a secular nation, Israel's done too. Everything's changing. The BS of the demons is ending as we head into Aquarius. Train going by. Right now, they're working on killing me, and they probably will. So they're trying to force association with me being homeless. How can you be a royal or this if you're homeless and you don't have anything? I have no protection. I am harassed. I am assaulted on a daily basis. And Harris will go, well, if I get in, then I will. No, you won't, bitch. Because when you threw me under the bus during the election cycle, it's the same shit you're planning now. That's why you came up now. That's why she released her book, because they had planned out how they were going to attack me, and then they lined up the attack with the book. She is not a friend of the working people, and working people is white collar as well as blue collar. These white collar folks think, well, I'm in management, I'm not working class. You don't get dividends, and even if you do, you're still working class. This is the thing that these people do not understand. A lot of people don't get. And then you have that and the homosexuals. See, the Democrats abandoned, and Chuck Schumer stated it, they have purposely abandoned the working class, thinking they can pick up all of these suburbanites. And they do it on purpose because they're stacking. They purposely push black Americans in the Democratic Party as the, quote, base that they can blow off. And then they really actually are, then they can sell for the on the edges to the highest bidder, which is the faggots for Harris. You know, Biden with Joe was able to get a little bit of the white working class dudes, but they just know, they've come to associate, if we work with black folks, we're going to get fucked over. And the Democrats, the bigots in the Democratic Party, that includes especially Chuck Schumer, with AIPAC, did that on purpose. AIPAC needs to be set up as a foreign agent because the damage they've done to our country is fucking disgusting. Over almost 7,500 years, over 100 years, the Zionists have done so much damage to Protestant America, secular Protestant America. They just really suck. I have no qualms with Israel being in existence. We could be so much more prosperous. As I've said, I understand Henry Ford's anti-Semitism now, mostly through the banking situation. But they believe, as their bigots believe, they can externalize their shit onto America, that, you know, through the banking system, through the Rothschilds. And they've taken over through the central bank our money. And the best way I can say it is like, okay, right now, yesterday, got some Velveeta shells. The shells were shit quality. Velveeta used to come out and just be really thick and was hearty, and now it's like comes out, it's slime, it's more sugar, it's more salt, more sugar. Granted, it was never really good for you anyways, but there was a weight and hardiness to it still. As the World War II guys have died out and what's left the Gen X has been taught, everything is getting shittier and shittier and shittier. Our money is becoming worth less and less and less, and we're getting less and less and less. Meanwhile, they're just buying back, because no money is going back into the economy. They're going to leave America as a wasteland. And they don't want me being able to purchase politicians because I'll flip the script on this crap, because it makes the world less safe, it makes everyone less safe, and it makes everyone less money. But they don't care about that. And that's, you know, these demonic people need to be put in their place. So what do we do? Well, that's up to American people. The bigots I'm not going to survive this. And it's not being a doomsayer, it's just, I can't get past, I lose my place by Thursday, I won't have any money. They hacked my trading platform again, every time I find a way to get around it. So once I'm out, and the whole thing is, once again, put me out on the street, then kill me, and then, or put the association so Harris can say, well, see, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll always constantly stick that association, because they were really caught flat when they found out when I burned that East Indian. Because right? They had to leave the black guy, because they use the black guy right now to break into my space. So that way they can say they're not being racist. Well, that's when they're being the most racist, actually. Because the other thing is, they don't want me to have the power that is my birthright, because then I'll be able to show that these corporations have been destroying America. These are oligarchs. A lot of these are Jewish families. A lot of these are WASP families. That they've been just destroying the ideal of what we could be. And they're going to say, well, when you read the Bilderberg things about reducing world population, that's not a big deal. You can reduce world population through prosperity. But they want to feed on the blood of everybody. They want people to die in violence. Olson and McRaven and all these shitty, especially our admirals, since they got rid of, it's ironic, Rickover, who was a Jew, but was an honorable dude, of the Rickover line and the Nimitz line. All they want is war so they can feed their bloodlust. Irony, if Halsey had been in control, been the fleet admiral, the Pacific would have been lost. The Navy's riding on old history of its shittiest and its shittiest people. America's cooked, and we're going to go down because of our own bigotry. They want to switch to Bitcoin, leave the world the bag, and then say, hey, you got to work with us. That's what you heard Trump saying. We got everything. You got to come to us, kind of like the mob. The world's not. Even though Berkshire Hathaway has bought like $20 billion into China, the world's not going to do that. They're done with us. We go to war. The world's done with us. We've betrayed everyone one too many times.